You saw a title and thumbnail, let's jump right into it. Tip number 1, you should have Vampiric Extraction and Stick and Move as the 2 augments on Melee Macchiato. These are extremely important as Vampiric Extraction replenishes some of your health every time you get a melee kill, and Stick and Move allows you to run faster, backwards after each melee kill for a very small amount of time. They are ideal for this challenge due to the challenge's nature being only throwing axes, Melee Macchiato. Tip number 2, you should play on Liberty Falls solo. Okay? The reason why you want to do solo is so you definitely get rid of all possible issues with other people failing this challenge and doing something they shouldn't. And also, I've yet to see anybody do this with multiple people, but maybe it's possible. You want Liberty Falls because you only have to deal with vermin. You don't have to worry about parasites. And you don't have to deal with parasites because you're meleeing. And again, melee is, while you could use the throwing axes, meleeing a parasite is not at all easy compared to a vermin. At the moment, vermin are glitched. They do double damage. Alright, so whenever you have a vermin round, you want to focus using your Thomahawks. Sorry, throwing axes. I'm just going to use Thomahawk. I'm sorry, I'm a BO2 player. You want to use your Thomahawks against the vermin because you, at the moment, get double damage from a hit from any vermin. That is going to be fixed, supposedly, coming Season 2, but, hey, it is what it is. But yes, you want to do Liberty Falls because you have the Manglers, you have the Abominations, which also, those are easy to deal with because you can focus on the head whenever they do their laser beam. They're very easy to handle as long as you know how to aim your melee weapon right. Tip number 3, speaking of melee, you want to use the drill. Alright, the drill is extremely quick, it's got very good damage compared to everything else, and it's the best melee in the game at the moment. Tip number 4, you can buy armor upgrades. I don't know if you can refill your armor and using the wall buy and have the challenge still count, but also I don't recommend that in general because it does cost a lot of your essence, and being able to pack punch versus buy armor from the wall, there's no question. You should focus on pack punching. But yes, you can still accomplish this challenge and buy armor at the same time. Tip number 5, you can use a self-revive. When I got it, I actually went down halfway through because it was annoying, but I went down regardless, and I was still able to get the challenge. So you can use a self-revive. I don't know if you can build one using your scrap. I would imagine you can, but I don't feel comfortable saying that. I would just try my best not to have to do that at all. If you're going to go down later on, and if you have to use a self-revive, you can certainly do that without worry of failing the challenge. Tip number 6, you want to save a zombie at the end of each round. This is just simply so you can housekeep. Keep a tally on your armor. Maybe you have to upgrade the rarity of your drill, pack punch your drill, scavenge around to see if there are other Tomahawks around or other armor plates on the ground. Whatever it is, you want to do housekeeping, and the best way to do that is if you have the time, using a zombie that you don't kill at the end of each round. Tip number 7, you want to start each round at the top of the bank on the roof near the window, and this is simply to keep manglers at bay. Being able to have the manglers only spawn in a small little area and deal with them quickly, that is ideal because I don't know whether or not a mangler and or an abomination killing a zombie fails the challenge. It used to, but supposedly they've done a lot of changes to this challenge over time, like every patch basically, and I don't know anymore what's what. You go and you look up 101 guides and they all seem to seemingly know certain things. I'm going to be honest with you guys, at this point nobody knows, and even if they currently do know, it's going to change. So do your best to make sure that a mangler doesn't hit you with his beam thing, his circular ray of death, and just kill him as soon as he either jumps out of the window or is at the window. Again, that's the best way to do this, is on the roof of the bank. Also, on the roof on the bank, you don't have any cars, and I don't know if a car blowing up fails the challenge either. So having that mangler be basically kept in a cage on the roof, that is the best way to ensure that he is not going to kill any zombies. You can kill him quickly, and there are no extra environmental issues that can blow up and cause extra damage to a zombie that could kill them. Tip number 8, you want to keep moving around the abominations. Now, abominations are a little bit difficult because the lasers can indeed kill them. It's fine if they lose their legs and become a crawler. That doesn't matter. What matters is if they kill them. I want to reiterate for the 4th time, I don't know if a mangler or abomination killing a zombie fails the challenge. And I feel like it did, and it didn't, and it does now, and then it doesn't. I don't know. But the way I avoided having any of this happen was either A, moving away from the Abomination as soon as it started firing the laser, which again you can do by running really fast backwards after getting a successful hit on Melee Macchiato. And the number one way to avoid this is by having the Abomination and stagger him, and you stagger him by destroying the head. And you can destroy the head whenever he opens his mouth to fire his laser beam. You want to immediately focus that with your melee drill, and obviously the more damage does, the easier it is to destroy the heads, which then means the less time he's shooting the laser, etc., etc. So definitely do that, but do not go down doing this. And if there's too many zombies around, if you don't feel 100% confident that you can get rid of a head on a single go, run away. He will, in this game, Black Ops 6, zombies and special zombies respawn in a new area extremely quickly. It's almost like all the spawning zones are very small. So say you're up at the graveyard and then you run over to the top of the rooftop, he will respawn, and all you have to do is just use the zip line. And another perk to being on the roof is in the area of the big hill with the road is the zip lines themselves. Very easy to maneuver around and to keep things on their toes, such as the Abomination, so that they can't sit there and just beam everything and everyone in their way. It's a very good way to keep them on their toes, keep them respawning different places without changing their health, and also having the space whenever they do respawn to take out the heads whenever they open up their mouths. Tip number 9, use a throwing axe on vermin. I think I mentioned this earlier, but just to reiterate, you want to use the throwing axes on the vermin because of the double damage that they do. If you're in a position where you can't use your axes, or like maybe you throw them, I would even suggest running away. But I wouldn't risk the melee unless you're absolutely necessary to do it. Again, that double damage before Season 2 is brutal, so just be very careful and use as many Thomahawks as you can. And tip number 10 is kind of a twofer. Don't pick up any power-ups, and don't use a field upgrade. Now, I don't know. This is tough. And again, this is one of those things where different guides will tell you different things. So my best suggestion is avoid it altogether. Don't even give the game the option to do this. Would it help? Maybe a little bit. But I'm going to be honest, there's no power-up in this challenge that would be game-changing. There really isn't. You know, even insta-kill, like, yeah, it would increase damage against the Abomination, but, like, just be a bit more careful with the Abomination and you'll be fine, you know? I mean, this took me about 4 attempts, and by the end, I had a really good system down for keeping the Abomination at bay. So I highly recommend, don't even risk it. Don't give the game the opportunity to fail you on any on this challenge at any point. Run around. Run around, keep the max ammos at bay. Don't allow them to spawn on you after a vermin round. And a good way to ensure that is after you kill, even isolate a vermin on the vermin round, throw the throwing axe and just book it in straight direction so that the max ammo doesn't spawn you. I think, if I have to give my opinion, that the only power-ups that ruin this challenge for you are the ones that kill, i.e. insta-kill or nuke. And even at that, I think only the nuke would possibly fail the challenge. But with how many times this challenge's parameters have changed, it's not worth it. It really isn't. So don't pick up a nuke, don't pick up a max ammo, don't pick up anything if you can. And if you pick up a bonus points or max ammo by accident or something, keep going, because I don't think it'll be an issue. But if you want to be sure, restart. That's my honest, best, not very happy answer, but best answer for that, because it's just, that's what I did and it worked. And you know, I got it. And then field upgrades, same thing with the field upgrades. I don't think the field upgrades that don't kill effective. What I mean by that is, if you use Healing Aura, I don't think that's an issue. I don't think Healing Aura would fail the challenge, but the challenge isn't specific about that. It doesn't say that. So the best way to avoid that is obviously don't use a field upgrade. Just don't. And maybe what you want to do is equip a field upgrade that's obvious to see if you use it or not, because, you know, there are some field upgrades that are a bit difficult to see if you did use it or you didn't use it. So, you know, equip Dark Flare. That way you obviously see a purple beam in front of you for a few seconds and you tell, I used a field upgrade, I'm not going to do it, restart the challenge, you know? And it goes back to, I think it's fine if you don't use a field upgrade that kills things, but it's the best way possible to ensure that you are being able to avoid failing the challenge. So it's all about safety, it's all about ensurement and avoiding any changes that they might do, so that this guide and other guides as well are able to be used regardless of what they do to the patches. So I hope that these 10 tips help. I hope that you guys have a fun time doing the challenge. It's very fun, it's a good challenge, and it is 25 rounds, so it can be a little bit long, but it took me, I think, an hour 15-ish to do, and it wasn't that bad, but it was a lot of fun. So all that said, here's a bonus 11th tip. You can do other Dark Ops in one round. If, you know, I got 3 Dark Ops challenges on this game, and after you get Sticks and Stones, you can save and quit, get out of the menu, maybe you know, throw on different things and get different Dark Ops now that you have a melee weapon, i.e. you could try to get the Ether Shroud Kanochi, I think it's called, Dark Ops challenge. 1 elite, 2 special, 3 regular zombies, all in one use of the augment that makes you only have a melee weapon when you use the Ether Shroud. You know, so that's one really good way to get multiple ones in a row, because you already have a maxed out, or pretty close to maxed out, melee weapon. So that's a little bit of a bonus tip. Don't be afraid to try to do multiple challenges in one game. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope this helps. Thank you so much for watching. If you did, please make sure, if you enjoyed, please make sure to hit that like button, show support, because I'm moving more videos just like this one. Please consider joining the channel if you want to stay up to date with more tips and tricks like this. I do have a schedule every week of content for you guys, and different tiers get different perks and rewards. You can see all that in the link in the description, or on PC. You can look at the join membership tiers. They are $2, $7, and $15 respectively. I appreciate you all, and I love you all. Remember, the Seven Star loves you, even if you don't know it yet, and Jesus loves you. Have a great rest of your day, guys. I'll see you next time. Take care, and goodbye. We'll see. Guys, we did it. We did it. Thank you so much to the channel members. Currently in the Modern Times tier, we have Lord Taco, and in the Future tier, we have Apocalypse Hooper. Again, thank you guys so much for the support. It really does mean the most to me, and it means the world. I appreciate you both.